Hello and welcome, I'm Ananya Datta. With election season here, we at WION have curated a show where you decide the agenda and we bring it to the ballot. We are not here to tell you who to vote for, but we will tell you who is making promises and who is playing to the gallery. This is Race to Power. Let's get started. Now, it is true in politics when they say it changes with the wind. In the United States, opinion polls are saying one thing and election results are saying the other. We will tell you if that is good news for the Democrats or the Republicans. Then in India, it is often said that people don't cast their vote, they vote their caste. But what is caste? And why is it so important in Indian politics? We will bridge that gap for you in this broadcast. On Monday's edition of Race to Power, we brought you an opinion poll. It projected a worrying picture for the Democrats and especially for the incumbent Joe Biden. But those were just numbers talking. On the ground, the Democrats have wrapped up a big night of victory. Let's start where we left yesterday. Sorry for sounding such a teacher, but media projections say that the state of Ohio has adopted abortion rights in the state constitution. It was a divisive vote. After all, it's a conservative-leaning state. Early results showed almost 56% of voters had backed abortion rights, and this was ruled as the #1 issue in the state. It will establish an individual's right to one's own reproductive medical treatment. Now, this includes abortion, contraception, and even miscarriage care. Let's now come to Virginia, where Republican Governor Glenn Youngkin believed that he could crack one of the most polarizing issues in American politics. Youngkin had led his campaign promising, quote-unquote, reasonable abortion restrictions. However, the voters were not convinced, clearly, and that ended two things: Youngkin's ambitions to make a late entry into the presidential race, as well as talks around a 15-week abortion ban. And then in Kentucky, the Democrat governor, that is, defeated his Republican challenger. Abortion was a flashpoint here as well. Defeating Republican Daniel Cameron was not easy. He had personality politics on his side. He was the state attorney general. He had close ties to former President Donald J. Trump and even to Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell. Kentucky is a state that Trump carried by over 25 points in 2020. Now, even after all that, the Democrats got themselves a re-election. Now, there was also good news for the Democrats in Philadelphia. It sits in the state of Pennsylvania. That is a swing state, so it's an important state. For the first time, the city has elected a woman to hold the mayor's office. Democrat Sherelle Parker has become Philadelphia's 100th mayor.
We don't care about the race, the class, the socioeconomic status, the zip code, the religion, the sexual orientation, the identity. No matter where we went, our message stayed the same. And guess what I learned during that time, Philadelphia? That people were yearning for authenticity.
So not one, not two, 3 states have shown yet again that abortion rights would be a winner for the blue camp. But the question is, for how long? Since the US Supreme Court tossed out the landmark Roe v. Wade ruling, Republicans have suffered a series of electoral setbacks. But with the presidential elections 1 year away, will abortion rights remain a priority for the voters? That's a question we are going to decode. So for more on this, we have been joined by Ray Locker. He is a senior journalist, author, and he is joining us live from Washington, D.C. Welcome to the broadcast, Ray.
Thanks for having me.
It's good to see you again. I was just going to say, we met just 2 days back and we were talking about the opinion polls, which obviously did not show a very good picture for Joe Biden and the Democrats camp. But here we are 2 days later and Democrats are making an early sweep. How are you assessing this?
Well, I think on the issues, Democrats are doing better than Republicans. I mean, that's separating the personalities of the various candidates from the issues. Obviously, abortion remains a big deal for voters, Republican-leaning voters, and particularly in the suburbs who support abortion rights. They voted for these candidates and in the issue in Ohio. So I think that's all a very potent mix for Democrats moving forward.
Right, Ray. It's important that you made that position, the politics of issues and the politics of personalities. Now, I want to ask you, there's still 1 year left for the US presidential elections to happen, right? So, do you think abortion rights will still be like up high in the list of issues 1 year on?
Oh yeah, look, the Dobbs ruling by the Supreme Court happened in June of 2022. It was a potent issue immediately afterward in elections in Kansas and in the midterms in November, and it remains a potent issue now. And people are not forgetting. It's not hard to make the connection between Donald Trump and his 3 Supreme Court picks, who all voted to overturn Roe v. Wade and the abortion issue. So it's going to be a big deal over the next year.
All right, Ray. Thank you so much for joining us here on WION as always. It was a pleasure speaking to you.
Thanks.